Hi there, and welcome to the Call to Cinema. I am Aaron, and tonight we are going to be talking the Severin sale. This is a bit of a weird angle, but I was trying to create stream, and it kept saying to me, unable to create stream. First time this ever happened here in the Call to Cinema. So hopefully we get a nice few people in here tonight. It's a crazy time. Hey there, Chris. But I thought we'd talk movies and have some fun, and that's what I want to do. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this, and hopefully we get some people in tonight. We are going to be talking the cult of cinema, and we're going to be talking about, hey Amy, we're going to be talking Severin. Severin made a big announcement on their sale. Well, sort of a big announcement. They put out a little Instagram picture, which was weird. It was a bit of a odd picture. So we'll look at that. We'll try and decipher that picture. I'm going to give you my top 20 wants for Severin titles that I want in my collection. Now, they're ones that I don't have, so rather than just read them off by name, I actually put them onto my Better Apps iPad, and I created a little album. Hey there, Lyle. Welcome, man. Hey, Dennis. Yeah, hopefully everybody there is doing well. And I put, so you can see the picture of it. So we're going to do that again. We're going to do it by picture rather than me just read off a blank nothingness. And we got some other stuff to talk about as well. Hopefully I can do that a bit for you. We're here, we're going to talk movies and sales and all kinds of vapidly cool stuff that's kind of fun. Hey there, Todd. All right. So I've been charging this iPad. It was totally dead. And it is now at, what is it at? 22%. Hey, Richard. Pretty good. We are going to talk the Severin sale. So on the 26th to the 28th, I think is the date. I have to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that's actually close to the right date, at least. Severin is having their halfway to Black Friday sale. Now, Vinegar Syndrome, hey there, Ellen. Vinegar Syndrome had this recently. I got to give a shout out and a thanks to Syrup at Midnight. Me and Heath contacted me about collaborating on a video. We've been going to do this now for like a year or so, and we finally did it. So if you checked out the video on Syrup at Midnight, then, again, thank you so much. I don't even have my Al Amson set yet, Ken. It's supposed to come around 7 days. I was supposed to get some stuff coming today, and it didn't show up. Actually, mail didn't come at all today, so I'm thinking mail isn't coming on Mondays in my area. But I'm expecting some Twilight Time stuff tomorrow, hopefully, fingers crossed. And I'm still waiting on the unobstructed view stuff. It is taking a while, but things are kind of crazy right now. So I'm going to wait a couple more weeks and see what happens. I don't want to be finally got your Twilight Time. Nice, Lyle. See, there's a good thing. You got your Twilight Time order, man. Hey, Amir, welcome from Canada. From Canada to Spain. Hi there. So I'm going to show you the picture first that came on Instagram for Twilight Time. And I'm sure most of you guys have probably seen it if you're on Instagram, because this was an Instagram exclusive. But I'm sure some people probably put it up on their Facebook and stuff like that. Is anybody else but me actually thinking about getting rid of Facebook just because it's annoying and you don't use it anymore? Enjoyed Russ Meyer's Black Snake and Ultra Vixens. Good movies. Hey there, Alvin. Welcome. So here is the picture, and hopefully you guys can see this okay. This is the Severin sale picture. So we see two heads there, famous ones, one of Jess Franco, one of Lucio Fulci. So I'll let you guys just take a look at that for a second. Bit of a weird pick, huh? Very bloody and gory. Anyway, so it says 50% off most titles, 30% off most merchandise, 5 brand new releases. 5 brand new releases. So we originally thought there was going to be Thor. Yeah, Thor's going to come out. We originally thought there was going to be 3. Then we thought there was going to be 4. But there are 5 new titles going to be shown during the Severin sale. Maybe a box set. Anybody think we might get a Black Manuel or Manuel box set coming up? Because both of those would be really freaking cool. The king of physical media? Oh, well, I don't know. There's a lot of people with more physical media than me, but thank you, Alan. I appreciate that. Let me just put on the, I want to be able to see your guys' comments. and not just hear me. So I want to bring up your stuff right here, right now. Down, so you want to delete it, but that's where you get most of your blues from other collectors. That's one thing that's making me keep it too, because there are some really good people, companies that people out there doing that stuff. All right, so I have two lists. Mill of the Stone Women was put up by Mon Macabre. Hey there, Trauma Nerd. Welcome back, man. I've got a Severin list and I got an Inner Vision list. Which one do you want to start with? Both are fun. Start with Severin. Somebody Severin was releasing 3 full cheat codes or something. They are, that's actually true. A mini box set. That could happen. Or they could do a full cheat bundle too. I just hope, the one thing that I don't want to see during this sale is I don't want to see them saying, well, let's do a movie, let's put it out, and only put it out for the weekend of the sale and then like not release it anymore. Because that's the most counterproductive sales design, you know, for me. I don't think that works. Me personally, I don't think it works. You guys ready? So I'm going to do these in no particular order, but I want to show you some titles that I want and that I think are worth checking out. Exactly, Lyle. When they do something like that, and a lot of times, like right now, like a lot of us, not just me, we don't have the cash, don't have the bones to go out there and just grab everything. Especially if it's like a limited edition, this type of thing. You're only going to get it for this period of time. They tend to be more pricey. Right now, let's face it, a lot of us got to really we got to budget out our stuff. That we still want to collect our physical media, we still want to support the companies that are willing to put out the stuff for us, but we have to budget the stuff that we get. And sales is a great time, not just to get the newer stuff, but to look at their back catalogs and see some stuff that we may have passed by because it came out so long ago, or it's hit that sweet spot, and we got more recent stuff. Hey there, Scholar. So that's what I want to do. I'm going to go through 20 titles on Severin here, and I'm pretty sure only one of these titles is a newer title that probably is not going to be on sale. But let's go through it. Let's do it. So first off, and if Leroy Green was here, you'd be super proud of me. It is Return of Kung Fu Trailers of Fury. Now, if you watched my Severin collection review, overview, then you know that I have the first one, Kung Fu Trailers of Fury, and I really enjoyed it. It's super cool. And how can you not love look at this cover. Look, he's just, just a chop right into the head. He's just like splitting that head right open. Come on, that's pretty cool. So that's my first pick, because I like trailer tapes. Volume 2 is great. See, I don't have Volume 2, so I really want that. The first one's a lot of fun. I watched with my kids. We sat down, we watched it one night, and I realized I need a lot more of those style movies. I need a lot more Kung Fu movies in my collection. And next up is kind of a harmless exploitation film, and that is Screwballs. I've actually always liked this film, though I don't think I've ever seen this come out on anything but on VHS. So it did come out on DVD. Like, I'm not saying it hasn't. I'm just saying that I never saw it since VHS days. And I do like these kind of they're light comedies. You can watch, and they're fun. So there you go. Right now, fun is a good thing, right? Next up is a weird monster film that I kind of love, and it's so bad. And Canadian, exactly, Canadian. Got to put that Canadian spot in there. The Canucksploitation seal of approval, Trauma, is The Horror of Party Beach. Hey, welcome, Bill. So The Horror of Party Beach has a very unique looking monster. At some scenes, you don't see it right here, but in some scenes it looks like he's got a bunch of hot dogs in his mouth. It's a weird looking creature, and I think that's kind of why I like it. Now, you guys, if you've seen it here, if any of these here, you're like, yeah, you're right, I really want to pick that up, or I'm thinking about it, or what do you think, or feel free to put your thoughts out there, speak out, talk, and any slashers you're looking to get. We'll get to that actually. I don't have it yet. See, I do like that look though. Although I'll be honest with you, now I do know other people that haven't been huge fans of it. Now me, I got the Alfred Hitchcock Masterpiece collection, and which has a similar. I think it does have similar style, if I'm correct. I don't have mine yet, but I just want the films, man. It's a set. I just want the films. James, hey, welcome, man. We're talking the Severin sale, and basically, eventually, we're going to try and decipher what we think is coming from the sale from that picture. I'm just going to give my top 20 wants of Severin releases right now from the past that's gone out, and then I'm going to do an Intervision release in this as well. Hey there, Aiden, welcome. Next up is a Mondo one, and I don't normally, I can't say, I've actually kind of gotten into the Mondo ones a bit, and that's because a while back I picked up, my better half got me as a surprise the Black Gloves collection, and it had Skinner, it had the Giallo stuff, and it had this Mondo set, and I hadn't really watched a lot of Mondo releases previously to that. I had a couple English, like this is London after midnight or whatever it's called. But just some really cool stuff. And it's cheesy and bad and like often badly shot, but I kind of dig them. They're not for everybody, I'll be honest with you. They're definitely not something you just put on with the family type of thing. But one thing I do say is that maybe this is just me, or maybe I just have weird friends. But the Mondo things are something you can put on a big screen during a party or something like that, when you got like music or something on, and you're just like talking in the background. So is that just me? Am I just a weirdo? Anyway, that's a long setup for the wild, wild world of Jayne Mansfield. Now, Jayne Mansfield was many people like just take her as like a Marilyn Monroe knockoff, which if the studios were had their way, I'm sure that's what she would have been. But Mansfield was an extremely smart lady. You probably see her daughter actually a lot on TV because her daughter is Mariska Hargitay, and she stars in the show Law and Order Special Victims Unit, which I'm sure most of you know anyway. And her dad is also another famous actor. He's Mickey Hargitay, was kind of a big like muscle man. I think he did like a lot of stuff like Hercules style movies, and one of the big ones was, which I don't have, and I should have got this during the Twilight Time sale. I really kicked myself for not getting it. Was Successful Rock Hunter, a favorite film of mine. It's always been one of those like comedies that I really like. It's got Tony Randall, it's got Jayne Mansfield. It does have her husband Mariska Hargitay in it as well, and it's a really funny film. It was a stage play, and they adapted it into a film. If you've never checked it out, I do recommend you check that out. This is not like that. This is sort of a Mondo style film, the Wild Wild World Jayne Mansfield. I've always wanted this one. And I don't think I've actually seen the whole thing. So who knows? Okay, here's the only new one that's probably not going to be on sale, but it's one I recommend. If you're collecting Giallo films, Chris, you want the slashery type, then this one here, hey, there's Sneak. And I do recommend that you pick this one up with the soundtrack, because the soundtrack is by Nora Orlandi, and it is really good. It's actually an excellent soundtrack, and that is The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward. So anybody that has this, especially if they have with the soundtrack, they know exactly what I'm talking about. It has a particularly interesting and exciting, evocative soundtrack, and it is probably, in my opinion, it's one of the best giallos out there. It's not as probably as known, or maybe quite as sleazy as like later giallo stuff. Hey, right on. But it has Edwidge Fenech, who was kind of the queen of the giallo genre, in my not so humble opinion. I mean, he wasn't Lady Frankenstein. Good call, by the way. I don't have that one. Does that have a good release? But definitely, Strange Vice, Mrs. Ward, 100% check it out. I haven't checked anything on Shudder in a while. Actually, that's a lie. I was watching a movie. I was going to watch a movie today called Confessions, or something like that, which looked kind of interesting. It was done like single camera shots, and the filming style intrigues me. So I'll definitely check that one out down the road, because he just put some new stuff up. And I think coming up soon is this guy that starred in Nightmare on Elm Street 2. He did a documentary called Scream Queens, My Nightmare on Elm Street, and that I think is coming out sometime later on this month, like the 4th or something like that. All right, the next one is probably my most wanted title that Severin has out right now. And I'm sure a lot of you guys, because you know the type of stuff that I like, are going to know what's the Do I have the shirt? I don't have. I don't have the Strange Vice Miss Ward. If I do get it, I want to get with the shirt. You probably know already which is my most wanted title from Severin. If you know the type of films that I like, and that is this one here, Night Killer. Night Killer is insane. It is crazy. It's definitely the definition of like one of those Z grade, so bad it's good, cheesy, fun little films. And I enjoyed this back in the day, but I've never seen it remastered and looking actually decent. I guess there's some features on this as well. I probably should look that up. But look at the cover. Do you not want this cover? Just look at this. How sexy is that cover? See, I need this movie. I need this movie in my collection. My better half knows I need this movie. We're talking today about how we needed to get like more stuff. Yes, John. I know, man. And it's a big one. It's going to be big one. 50% off everything. 26. You got to June 26th, man. That's what's coming up. Oh, you got the TCM one? That is so cool. That is enough. I haven't got any of their like special alternate slip covers. I would love to get some of those. I got Shocking Dark, and I would love to have the Terminator 2 Shocking Dark. Or Night Killer had like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 right slip cover. Like a very limited one, which I actually would like to have. Now, next up is The Beast in Heat. Now, the first time I saw this one, I was kind of meh on the film. No, I don't mind. Hey there, Chris. I don't mind some Nazi exploitation stuff. What's really good about this one is there a feature-length documentary on this disc on Nazi exploitation. So that I'm super excited to check out. And this is high on my list on ones to get. I want to do my own little video on Nazi exploitation, and I cannot do that until this is in my collection, because I need to watch this one. This is actually a big one for Nazi exploitation. But more than anything else, I need to watch the documentary before I do the video. Hey, David, welcome. Yes, it's up on Sir Midnight's website right now, so you can check it at any time. Don't worry. Yeah, that's the thing, Trauma. There's a full-length documentary on Nazi exploitation. They talked to Ilsa, the girl who played Ilsa, and everything on here. And I heard it was a really good documentary. As my Vinegar Syndrome said, not yet. Like, I'm not as your ship, James? Because, like, I'm not, like, a subscriber, unfortunately. I don't have the bones for that. You know me. I always scratching by, but getting stuff anyway. But mine hasn't shipped as of yet. But I don't expect mine to ship until probably next week. If it ships out this week, I'll be super excited. But considering the amount of new people that they had come in during the sale, especially with the Hell Needham's Rad, I think that might. They say they're on par to get everything out there, but I'm thinking this going to take a little longer. I guess it's to be expected right now. But if I do, I'll let you know. Actually, I'll message you on Instagram if I only ordered 4. I got 8, 6 I initially got, and 2 I got because viewers on here. Thank you guys. So I'll be unboxing those. We'll be looking through those as soon as I get them. Hopefully soon, within the next 7 days or so, I'll get the Al Abson set. Maybe. And hopefully the Twilight Time stuff, and eventually the Unobstructed View stuff. Okay, the next one I chose for the list is The Uncanny. I wrote 5 scripts, actually. Only one of them was made into an actual film. I wrote more than 5, but I wrote and got paid for 5. There's a big difference. So this is The Uncanny. This has Peter Cushing in it, and it's cool. It's a cheesy, like one of those anthology films, and in it it's like basically cats are evil. Like the Peter Cushing's character is trying to convince them that cats are super evil. Well, absurd. Is that on Blu-ray, Daniel? I actually have it. It came out with a. It came out with I think with the CD. I gotta check with the CD soundtrack. I think. Hey there, Dave. But definitely, it's a great one. George Eastman's in it. I think it's great anyway. There's a small role there for Michela Soave. I always get his name wrong, so I apologize. The guy that directed Stage Fright, and he was the guy in Demons with the silver mask on. But giving it the tickets. But he has a small part in there that's actually good. So I did not know that was a thing, man. I guess that was like before I actually noticed that stuff. Dude from Pieces and Absurd. Yeah, yeah. Edward Purdue is in it. It's a cool little film. He was also in another movie put up by Mountain Macabre called Don't Open Till Christmas, which, if you haven't checked it out, is a fun little one with this killer going around killing Santa Clauses. A plush doll, Ranthropopcus. One place where Severin really shines, and I got to give him credit, and they've been very innovative with this, is Severin swag. The swag that they put into the bundles. There's a reason that the Severin, like their limited bundles, sell so fast. They put out the Spider Island, a little like creature that sold out really fast. Didn't they have a Sin for the Wharf toy as well at one point? And I think that sold out too. I think, can you still get the Anthropopcus doll, the George Eastman doll? And they have some really, really good T-shirts. So their merch is incredible, and their enamel pins are by far, like in my opinion, the best of the enamel pins that you can get. And I do recommend them. In my recent collection video, I showed the enamel pins that I have. I've only gotten 3 so far, but there isn't an enamel pin that they put out so far that I don't want, or that one of these days I don't want to have in my collection. They got a Lena Romay pin out there. Yeah, that's if you like the movie and you want the Anthropopcus doll. It's a cute little one to put in there. It's something that looked different. Do I expect a new box set announcement? I actually do, Sneak. I do think there's going to be a box set announcement. I'm hoping for it, fingers crossed. But actually, I'm not sure if I'm hoping for it because I spent a lot of money that I couldn't spend. So I don't know how much I can get in the sale, if I can get anything. I'm going to try and convince my better half to let me grab a couple titles. And they're probably going to be older titles. Either Fulci or Franco or Milligan. Don't forget Trauma. There's the Andy Milligan set. There's that's supposedly coming. There's the Black Emmanuel set that's supposed to be coming. We saw Fulci and Franco. We know that there's at least 3 Fulci films coming this year. But we might be getting like that. James, that is what I heard too. And James is 100% right. From what I saw in the picture, how'd you pronounce that? Enigma? We're going to go with Enigma. Enigma, I heard, is one of the titles that's rumored to be coming, and I would guess that that's probably going to be one of them. From the picture that we saw, that strongly looks like it's that film, and that is very intriguing to me because I don't have the UK edition of that one, and I know that Severin will put some great stuff on it, and if it has a soundtrack, that's going to tempt me even more because I am a big soundtrack person. They won't, actually, David. The reason I know that is because I ordered my better half surprised me with, is a good, you know what, I don't even remember it because I don't have the UK one. I know I saw it years ago. Now, to be fair, James, I'm a Fulci fan. I like a lot of it, especially his horror stuff. And a lot of his giallos I just think are incredible. But, so more than likely it's something that I'm going to like, but it's been a while since I've seen it. So if I told you that it's great, and I'd be lying to you because I don't remember right now. But yeah, I ordered the Umberto Lenzi Carol Baker set, and I ordered and I pre-ordered that, and I pre-ordered the set, the Al Amson set, and the Al Amson set is on its way now. The Baker set comes out at the end of June, and I'm actually really looking forward to that. Not only for the films, though I do like the films, they're fun, kind of little Umberto Lenzi giallos, but because of the soundtracks. The soundtracks are going to be like big issues, big deals for me, actually. Big issues, big deals for me. Fulci's your favorite Italian director. He puts out a lot of good giallo too, and like I think people underrate like when his work. Like people always mentioned Argento, they mention Martino, even Lenzi. They mention Lenzi, but they often get like the Fulci put out some of the greatest giallos that were ever made. Don't Torture a Duckling is a fantastic one. Lizard and Woman's Skin, for instance. I'm a huge Fulci fan, and of course his supernatural stuff too. Like stands up there in my opinion with Argento stuff. Like Argento did his Three Mothers trilogy. It didn't end that well, but Fulci did a trilogy as well. And you know what? His trilogy, in my opinion, is just as solid. And I'm a huge Argento. This is coming from an Argento fanatic here, with a better all-around thing than the better all-encompassing than Argento's Three Mothers trilogy, because you got like Suspiria, which is utterly genius. You've got Inferno, which is a beautiful film to look at, and you've got Mother of Tears, which is a film, and but Fulci did the Gates of Hell trilogy. So you got uh, City of the Living Dead. You got The Beyond, which I'll get on the hill and I'll tell you right now, I think The Beyond is one of the great horror films, especially one of the great beautiful horror films as well. And then you have House by the Cemetery. And although some people aren't huge fans of House by the Cemetery, I am. I'm a big fan of House by the Cemetery. So I think that right there, that's one way Fulci kind of upped Argento. Yeah, he had the better trilogy. Even if that little kid was annoying, he had the better trilogy. And, there's, hopefully I don't lose viewers for that, but that's my thoughts on it. I think Lucio Fulci had the better supernatural trilogy than Argento. Maybe we'll do like I want to do, I'm doing a director series talking about Fulci and Argento, like talking about each of them, but maybe I'll do like a versus thing down the road, Argento versus Fulci, and I'll put some of the Giallos and some of their supernatural movies up against each other just for fun, right? Because I love both their stuff, and just see who comes out on top. It'll be fun. Next up is Death Warmed Over. Now this is one that had kind of bypassed me. I love a Plaziati set. I know I pronounced that wrong. Death Warmed Over is a New Zealand horror film. It's an early gore film for New Zealand. Probably for people that watch Hercules: The Legendary Journeys. It's going to be this might be one for you because it stars Aeolus from Hercules. I have seen The Psychic and I really like it actually. I love The Psychic. I love the ending to The Psychic. And I will tell you right now, I'm one of the people out there that loves Murder Rock. I don't care what anybody says. I think Murder Rock is an excellent little Fulci film that's way more fun than it should be. Now, this movie here can pretty much be summed up in the fact that the whole works of this movie may not have happened if he hadn't peed on somebody's car. But, but he did, and wackiness ensues, and Death Warmed Over is an excellent little release. Yeah, Ragman, it is going to be 50% off sale. And somebody asked me, is it going to be 50% off their price on their website or 50% off the MSRP? On Severin's website, there is no MSRP. It's just the price listed. So I would say, of course I'm not Severin, but I would go with the fact that 50% off what the price on the website is going to be. So if you see something there that's $24, I'd say it's going to be $12. See something there that's like, $28, it's going to be $14, et cetera, that type of thing. So it's not going to be in it. So unlike Vinegar Syndrome, where you do see things like marked down regularly from the regular price, you always got to look at their at the MSRP on Vinegar Syndrome. There's no MSRP to look at on Severin. $10 to $12. That's a really great price for Severin releases, and they do put out a lot of really good stuff. Next up is an Australian film that I've been meaning to get my hands on for a while. I know Shudder has this one on their on their website, or they used to have this on their website. I think they still do. I got to get Shudder. For me is one of those streaming sites where it makes me buy more movies, because as soon as I watch a movie, if I really like it, I want to own it. Next to Kin is an Australian film, and I know it looks a little unassuming right there, but Next to Kin is actually, in my opinion, I thought it was a great film, and it's been a while since I've seen it, but it's I just find that picture kind of like unassuming but unsettling at the same time. But it's definitely one that I want. I want to have it there right there with my other stuff, like Road Games and Fair Game, like excellent Australian films. Want Lindsay's Criminal? I don't know if I had that one. You haven't seen Murder Rock? Oh, dude, you got to see Murder Rock. Okay, next up is this one. I'm hoping it's going to be in the sale, but it is the uncut edition of Werewolf in a Girl's Dormitory. You have a great night there, Alan. This one, I've only ever seen the cut version, and it was like super cheesy. I've never seen the uncut version of this one here, but I do want to see it. I'm very intrigued by it, and yeah, I want to see the original uncut version Where from the Girls Home, which actually isn't a bad film. Um, but just to like, it's just fun, cheesy stuff. And I had to put this one in here. It's a Laura Gemser film, and that is violence in a women's prison. I love this cover. There's like so much going on here. Look at that. Like like her shirt's getting ripped open. There's like, hey there, Andy. We're talking about the Severin sale. There's like rats on the girl. There's lustful encounters going on in the background. I wish they would have did a sound. Did they ever do a soundtrack version of Next to Kin, or is there a soundtrack version of it? Because it's a shame that there's not. We got like the shadowy prison guard in the background. It's a Laura Gemser film. I'm a big Laura Gemser fan, and so that alone needs I need to have it. Speaking of ones I need to have, I'm going to be doing like it was recommended on here like a satanic series of films, and this is one of the most insanely busy covers that I've seen. But I love it. I just love this cover, and it makes sense because this is an insanely busy film. This is The Devil's Reign. Now, just like take a look. This is very much like if you like comic books, you are going to love this cover because this is very much a comic book cover, like a style of maybe of the old Masters of Kung Fu style of comics, where there's just kind of so much going on in one page that you just got to look at everything. Do I have a favorite women's prison movie? I don't know if I do. Actually, I got to do a video. I probably have a few. See, this is a cool film, James. This is one that eventually, like, it's a shame. I am ashamed that I don't have this one yet. It is great. You've got William Shatner, Ernest Borgnine in this one here. Just an incredible cast of characters. Pretty sure this is where the Michael Myers mask came from. But it's just beautiful and busy and crazy. But yeah, it's one that I do need. And speaking of like odd little films, I know, Brian. I also can't wait for that set. I'm so stoked. It's my birthday present. My birthday was March 31st, and I don't have it yet. Somehow, James Ernest Borgnine's and the horns, it scarily fits him just a little bit too much, but it works out. It's a great little film. It's Axe and Kidnap Coheed, and I don't even know if I've seen either one of these films, but there's a third film on it that was kind of an amalgamation of both of them, called Bloody Brothers. 13 Man is definitely right. You definitely need to have Devil's Reign. It's early April. We're both suffering from the L. Adamson like withdrawal. Hopefully, we'll get it really soon. Did you go for the Ghastly Bundles as well? Yeah, actually, I think this is still available. That's the thing. I thought this was gone. This is a Harry Novak produced these. Yeah, I'm definitely on my list of stuff to get. Speaking of Fulci, by the way, here's a Fulci one that I don't have, and shame on me because it's a Fulci slasher film. So Chris Sloan, so Fulci slasher for you, man. Bloody Moon. So as you can see, this is definitely an early Severin release. There wasn't like a hell of a lot of work going into the covers at this point. You got your set. Well, but see, here's one where I would love to see a new slipcover. Franco, sorry. Just Franco. Thanks for drama. It's a late night. I'm doing a late night video. But just Franco did this one. Got the bundle. Nice. When I got the bundle, Brian, because I'll be wearing that like Mark Up and Alex t-shirt. It is insane. Another Franco one, by the way, and I want the 3-disc Hot Hard Banana edition of this movie, and it is Hot Nights of Linda. Now we've watched me and my better half actually watched this one at one point, but we don't own it. So we definitely want to get this one. It was fun and cheesy, and definitely not normally my better half's ballpark, but she cracked up during this film. And Lena Romay, just an incredible job, and because you got to have all the Ozploitation. You got to eventually. There is Patrick, and of course this is by Richard Franklin, who made Road Games, who later go on to make Psycho 2. One of the great Psycho sequels, one of the great sequels of all time, actually, and just incredibly like a talented director. Patrick is a movie that could hey there, Al, could totally fail. Could have totally failed because the way that it was done. Basically, it's a guy in a coma in a bed, but it works. It works in spite of itself, and I enjoy that. Next up is one, some people are not going to agree with this one, but I actually want this one. I want this one bad, and it is Robo War. It came around the same time as Night Killer and The Beast in Heat. I think it was probably the same month. It has a limited edition soundtrack to it. And again, it's one of those kind of those Italian, like kind of almost like a moxploitation type of thing. But I love this type of stuff. It's their like RoboCops, except, you know, he's a soldier. And it's, look at this cover. Just for that cover alone, you got to have it in your collection. And a more serious, like an actual kind of not so cheesy film. Shocking Dark is amazing. And The Boys Next Door. And it's Maxwell Caulfield and Charlie Sheen. I really enjoyed this film. I'm a really big fan of Maxwell Caulfield. Unfortunately for some, he's got his shirt off the entire time. Even the poster of this movie that they released was a picture of Maxwell Caulfield lying in a bed with his shirt off. Not joking. That was it. That's what they. That's how they decided to do the Boys Next Door thing. And I did want the Boys Next Door poster, but I got a feeling that I'd have to do a lot of explaining for that one. So, which is a shame because Maxwell Caulfield actually, I think he signed the poster. And last but not least, on the before we get into the Introvision stuff, at least, is Paganini Horror, and it is fun and insane, and it's got a great cast. You got Darren Nicolotti in here, got Donald Pleasance here as well. Just look at that. Who doesn't want to showcase that cover in their collection? And it does come with the soundtrack as well. I'm a big fan of Darren Nicolotti. She worked, of course, a lot with Argento because they were a couple. They had Asia Argento together, and who doesn't love Asia Argento? I know I do. Exactly, that's a cozy film, and you gotta love Cozy. Cozy's such a nice guy, and it kind of really comes off. Like if you ever seen Cozy interviewed, he's such a nice, unassuming guy. There is no vanity in Cozy at all. He's just so laid back, and he's such a fanboy, and it shows. If you ever got the Contamination put out by Arrow Video, and I do recommend it. They do this hour-long, I think we're around an hour-long like interview with Cozy, where he goes through his entire like his story, and damn, it's interesting. Like he didn't start out like just doing films. He wrote for like for fanzines. He interviewed people. Like it's a really interesting story. So if you ever like get the chance and you haven't got it yet, pick up Contamination and like put on that Cozy interview. You will be fascinated. It's not something that's ever going to bore you, and you probably watch it more than once. Hey there, Andres. Welcome, man. We just got to the Intervision section of the titles. So a little like kind of heads up. Severin has a sub-label called Intervision. Now, what is Intervision? Basically, it is shot on video stuff. So most Intervision titles are going to be released on DVD only. They do have a couple that have been released on Blu-ray. I'd love to see a collection, but there's like I don't have a lot of Intervision titles. I think I got like 2 or 3, like the max right now. And not because I don't want them, because I do. One of these days, I'm gonna like just save up some money before a sale comes. Before I do one of their sales, and I'm just gonna buy a bunch of Intervision titles just to get them. People did this for the Peak-O-Ramas and for the drive-in collections during the Vinegar Syndrome sale. New Intervision stuff coming. That'll be interesting. So it's usually shot on video stuff, so it's really low budget. It's Z-grade horror. You guys know I love Z-grade horror. So here's a few of them right now that I don't have that I'm very interested in getting. Obviously, Sledgehammer is considered one of the best Intervision titles. Hey there, Danuch. Welcome, man. And the best, it's an Intervision title. It's a shot on video title. Expect shot on video like quality stuff on here. It's going to look the best that it can look, but it is not going to be like, it's not Blu-ray pristine quality. That's not what you expect for a shot on video title. But that's kind of, and that's why they're cheaper too, but it's kind of what, kind of like the, I'm going to see appeal of it, because it looks kind of the way that it should look. I'm going to show Factory and Vinegar Syndrome titles. The Vinegar Syndrome stuff, Mark, I'd say later the week, probably. before we get like if people get their vinegar syndrome shipping notifications, let me know. Um, I'm not expecting mine until probably later in the week. I know they're going through them, and I did 2 orders of vinegar syndrome and then combined them, so that might take a little longer. The video nasty compilations I got, actually I showed them here on my channel when I did a web Severin collection, and I highly recommend the 2 video nasty documentaries with the trailer tapes. If you don't have those, they're must-haves for everybody's collection. Let's go to the next one here, and we got Snuff Box, and it's not a video nasty, and this is not even an intervision. I don't know how this got in here, but anyway, I like Snuff Box. I like Matt Berry. He's of course, we know him now from, What They Do in the Dark. Things and Beyond the Seventh Door. Beyond the Seventh Doors, that's actually on the list. Things, you know how I feel about Things, James. It is insane and it's fun, and everybody that enters my house watches this movie because they have to get that badge of courage of like, I suffered. Ooh, there's an idea for a merchandising T-shirt that I could do. I survived things. Yeah, I wonder if they would be mad about that. That's an idea, though. There, people always say, think of merchandising ideas. There's a merchandising idea down the road. Okay, so this is kind of a Mondo style one. The ABCs of Love and Sex, Australian style. Yeah, not just Love and Sex, guys. No, anybody can do the ABCs of Love and Sex, regular style. But it is. It's one of those things. Things is so bad, you have to love it, and the people are so proud of it too. That made it. I got to get that. There's an AGFA title that they did that I got to check out down the road too. I can't imagine it can be as bad as Things, but if it is, man, it's gonna be brilliant. But yeah, not just any type of love and sex, Australian style. So I have no idea what that means. Well, I do. It's an expletive tagline. So, but gotta check that out. No matter what you have seen, you have never seen anything like The Burning Moon, the uncut, uncensored, unconscionable. It's worse than Things. Thanks, Mark. I actually had a blast with Heath. We had like so many issues with getting it done too. We had to restart the video a couple. If you notice, you're going to see like during that video that my background changes a bit because we're like trying to figure out why we're having issues, and I actually start moving my camera around just to try and see if it's going to like stop from the buffering of that. The Burning Moon, it's kind of an anthology. It's in a way that it's 2 films sort of in one, and it's insane. Totally insane. So gotta love that. And because I'm a fan of the genre, Gestapo's Last Orgy and Deported Women of the SS Special Edition. So there you go. That's 2 Nazi exploitation ones. If you're gonna get The Beast in Heat, like these are probably gonna be fairly cheap. If these are probably gonna be like, I don't know what these cost, like 14 or like $16 originally. They're gonna cost you $7 or $8 to buy. If that, sometimes they go to even cheaper. So yeah, you can get like Intervision titles probably like $5 or $6. If that's the case, load up on it, man. The Trail of Dracula, and I'm pretty sure this was put out as a Kino Blu-ray. Was this the one that's put as Kino Blu-ray? But I want this. I want this edition. I want the DVD edition of it with this sexy cover. My dad has. I love the cover, and I just look at that cover. What a grand-looking Christopher Lee that is. I do have that sexploitation. It's amazing. Frank Henlotter does a great job on it. Great commentary on that one as well, by the way. David Friedman has a lot to say in that one, and I love David Friedman. He's a great storyteller. It's just incredible stuff. But that's the last. No, it's not the last one. Because who can't have the double feature of Dreamstalkers and Death by Love? So not just any type of death, but death by love. That's special extra sexy death. I don't know. I got Murder Lust here. You heading out, Chris? Have a great evening, dude. We just got to a couple slashers, by the way. So you might want to check those out. I do need to get the show on trailer comp. I don't have that one yet. I need more trailer compilations in my collection. I don't have very many. Except it's Dark Harvest and Escapes, a Vincent Price anthology, and it's not the other anthology that he did. This is a different one. So I kind of want this one a lot. I just love the sexiness cover, and anything with scarecrows. Scarecrows kind of freak me out a bit, and I kind of dig that. Next up is Suffer Little Children. Survive a Wicked World. That's the name of it, Wicked World. Thank you. I do need to get that one. Suffer Little Children this was extreme. There wasn't this like a group of like kids, like actors or something like that actually made this one. Kind of interested in checking that one out. And of course, Beyond the Seventh Door, this Canucksploitation one. We're getting into Canucksploitation again. I love this. Sometimes when you get like those really crazy movies, just like look at the covers that they have. The worse the movie is, sometimes the better the cover is. And Beyond the Seventh Door. James, did you like it? And because you guys know I'm a sucker for the wrestling stuff. Mask Mutilator. You got Hang with Friedman. Oh, he's passed now, isn't he? That is so. I would have loved to have met Friedman. So many people that would love to have met, to be honest with you, man. Is that the last one? It is the last one. Masked Mutilator was the last one. So there I gave you 12 Intervision titles to choose from. Now, that's just like what I'm showed you there are just some. Oh, hey, welcome, man. I hope you liked the video. Heath does a good job of making me sound less rambly than I normally sound. Somebody actually watched my videos, and I guess he hated it. He was like, said, "This sucks." He said, "You ramble," and I'm like, "You're probably not gonna like my other videos," because it's true. I do. I couldn't deny it. I couldn't get mad at the guy, so I just had to be honest with him. But there you got 20. There's like 20 wants for me at least from the Severin sale coming up. 12 Intervision wants. That's 32 titles in total that we've gone over, and there's so much more. Like I didn't go over everything. I got a bunch of Severin in my collection. I did a Severin collection video. That's why I didn't do another Severin collection video here tonight. I wanted to show you guys stuff, not be like, okay, I got this and I got this and I got this. Only people so long. Thank you. Well, we hope to do more in the future. I would like to do. We have a couple ideas, and we're working on a couple ideas. So hopefully, we'll get something that would be more focused as well. But I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it a lot. And Heath brought up like some points and some things that I hadn't thought about before. And one in particular, there's like one moment. I don't know if I made it to the video or not. That's how I feel right now. Like if I will if I can, but if I do, it's going to be so little. Because like most of everybody right now, we're all going through like some hard times. Yeah, so it's gonna be light. But we were talking, and and I'm not sure if I made it to the video or not. I can't remember right now because there's so much that we said and stuff off camera as well because we started before we started filming. But he mentioned like why about the live videos, and he said, "Do you think you do the live videos because you were going to act because you're a performer, and you get a rush from the live aspect of it?" And I kind of just stopped, and it was like I never thought about that before. That there may be like a part of me like that entertainment side of me that's like I'm going on stage. Yeah, and that was a brilliant thought by Heath that had me thinking for the rest of the day, to be completely honest with you. And it was like one of those like, man, that's pretty cool. So Heath's a really smart guy. Nice. Let me know if you've never seen The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward before. Let me know what you think of it. It is one of my particular favorite giallos, and hopefully it'll be one of yours as well. My Vinegar Syndrome stuff has not yet shipped, not as far as I know, but hopefully sometime this week. And they usually come faster. The one thing I asked, but I never got a response to, is where this is the Vinegar Syndrome sale, right? Like, and where we're in Canada. I'm not quite sure if for us, like, because Vinegar Syndrome has a Canadian distribution site in Ontario. And is that going to ship from the Canadian distribution site? If that's the case, then they're really fast, even with the crappy mail. We here at Canada Post got the worst mail. When I move my second new, I do hope to still do videos. Like they have like fast internet there as well, and so I'm gonna be like, and when I'm in town, like we want to get the fastest internet. So when I go to get Morocco, eventually that's going to take a while because of all craziness of the world right now. Just getting on a plane and getting to places is kind of hard to do. If you have Warner, a good question, Ron. I don't have it. I want it. That's on our want list. Both me and my better half are huge animation fans. But no, I don't. I do plan to make videos. I do plan also, James, to do a podcast as well. So I'll be like doing both of those. And when I do a podcast, the format that I'm kind of like tinkering with right now is having different people from here, and teaming up with different people from here and people that I know, and doing like a podcast that way. So it wouldn't just be me talking. It would be like, say, me talking with Heath or our 13th Wolfman or Danuch or you if you want to come in for one, and just picking a topic and talking about it and getting like maybe an hour or two out of that and kind of putting that out as well as an audio podcast to kind of go along with my with the videos that I'm doing right now. And I'm trying to like innovate a bit. There's a few series that I'm doing right now. I'm going to be doing director series. I started off with the John Carpenter episode. I will be doing called Out of Print Views, OOP Views. And that's going to be reviewing out of print DVDs and Blu-rays. I'm going to bring back my Versus series that I started. Do I think I'd ever make my own website? I'd like to. I don't know if I've done websites before for people, but I think if I got to the point where I made my own website, and I think I might have to do that for the podcast, like just to host the stuff on there. It'll be pretty kind of tame at first, and I'll just eventually get stuff in there, get some writing in that as well, because I do like to write. I just don't get the chance to do it, and this is my medium of choice when I'm to get things out there. I love podcasting. I just hate editing, because I did a lot of it when I was in journalism. Like I did a ton of editing, and that like old school editing too. Like we'd like have like news broadcasts that we'd do for the college, like the TV station that we had there, and I'd get in there and there'd be this like huge like editing equipment, and you just get there, and it was like the snip type of editing, which was you separate the audio track. It was a ton of work anyway. So that's I'll eventually get into to some of that as well. So yeah, there's a few different things coming in the pipeline. I got an After Dark series, which if you like adult cinema, or you like adult, like not always X-rated, but like more adult-oriented stuff. And adult can mean many different things. Then I'll be doing some of that stuff as well. You've seen me already do one of those when I talked during the Vinegar Syndrome sale. I talked about their adult titles, and I gave kind of a list of like the adult titles that I had in my collection. And I do want to do one on the Taboo series, the theatrical taboos, and one on Gerard Damiano and different actors and directors, like from Jamie Gillis to Kay Parker, stuff like that. I'll definitely lean on the Rialto report, like when I start to do that one, looking for research and stuff like that, because I do find that that's a good website and a good podcast as well to check out their stuff. So that's hopefully that helps out. That's what I'm going to be kind of hopefully to focus on a bit. And if yeah, you're going to hear like the nudie cuties, the roughies. We're going to be talking about all that stuff. Jamie Gillis was really like prevalent for that type of stuff. Did you really? Let me know what you think. I really enjoyed. See, I love Taboo 2 more than Taboo 3. I'm not going to lie to you. Taboo 3, a bit of a weak one there. But there's saving graces. Trashy Lady is so fun. I mean, Harry Reams is fun in like anything Harry Reams does. Harry Reams is like, he's one of those guys, he wasn't going to be in this type of stuff. Doris Wishman. Man, Doris Wishman. For those of the uninitiated, Doris Wishman made, like, she was an exploitation director, and a lot of her films you're going to notice are shot like when the actors will be talking, and and when they're talking, like you see the back of the actor's head. That's because there was ADR'd in afterwards. Like there was rarely sound on a Doris Wishman production that wasn't put in after the fact. That was kind of her way to like kind of cheap around it. I don't know if I got any Doris Wishman in my collection. I got to really look. It's a shame. I know I did used to have some back in my early DVD days, but yeah, I don't think I actually have any Doris Wishman, and I'm not quite sure what company has actually put out Doris Wishman films, or is she one of those that's kind of like underrepresented right now? Because there's the thing too as well. I know that if I was to say like a company that had it, and I'm pretty sure was Something Weird Video. Now they do work a lot with Vinegar Syndrome and companies like that. So I would not be surprised to see like a Doris Wishman like set come out down the road from either from Vinegar Syndrome or Severin or maybe AGFA. If AGFA ever did a set, wouldn't that be an awesome thing? If AGFA put out like their first box set, and it was like a Doris Wishman set. A bit of a niche one, but AGFA is kind of niche. Have I met Leonard? I would love to meet Leonard Maltin actually. Him and his daughter, they do like their website-y thing together. I remember when I was a kid, I used to watch Aaron Tam Tonight back when Aaron Tam Tonight was interesting. I don't watch it anymore. But Leonard Maltin would do the movie review on there, and I was like, I loved movie reviews. Like most of the time, like a lot of the times I disagree with them because I'm a big genre lover and exploitation lover, and that's not usually what gets love. When it comes to like mainstream movie reviews. You know, Roger Ebert wasn't saying, gotta love that Friday the 13th. He was saying just the opposite. And Leonard Maltin as well. I had the Leonard Maltin books. He used to put out these Leonard Maltin books that were so good. There was the Leonard Maltin book. There was, was the Phantom as well. There's the Phantom one. There was the Video Hound, which was a massive tome. And I know the one thing I hate about the internet is, and I love that you can go on and like find all kinds of reviews and go online and do that type of stuff. But I hate the fact that we're not seeing as many like books out there, like movie review books, and you get them on a yearly basis. And the Video Hound, for instance, there was a Video Hound horror one, which I got here somewhere actually. But the Video Hound, like a regular one, it was the size of a freaking phone book, like a big phone book. And they'd have like just like mini reviews and stuff like that. But I really enjoyed that stuff. So I would love to meet people like that. Unfortunately, I didn't get to meet Roger Ebert. That's another guy that I wanted to meet. That was on my wish list of people to meet. We obviously would disagree on a lot of films, but I would love to talk to him, especially about his Russ Meyer connection and the films that he did with Myers. And he's just such a good writer. Siskel said it best back in the day. Gene Siskel said, "I'm a better reviewer. Roger's a better writer." Actually, kind of true. Especially if you watch over their stuff. And, you know, Gene Siskel is better at the review portion of it. Roger Ebert was a much better writer. So, but they both did great stuff. There we go. I had initially planned, and some of my patrons know this, that I was going to go through my BCI collection. Don't feel bad, and it's okay to be awkward. Sometimes it's I've been awkward before. Trust me, I'm usually good when it comes to meeting people. It's just I don't get phased, and I try when I I'm going to meet somebody, the one thing I want to do is don't ask the same question that I think everybody else asks, especially if I'm on lineup. I'm not going to go to Tom Savini and ask him, so what's your favorite special effect that you did? Because I know he's been asked that a million times. So I try to kind of like go to them like people, and I'll ask them something that I think that they're going to be interested in. And I've noticed that a lot of times that's caused a lot of long conversations. I had a particularly long conversation with Tom Savini actually, and we talked about like movies that he'd written that hadn't got produced yet, and some stuff that he was particularly passionate about. And I talked to him later on when at the premiere of his biography as well. I say I did not know any of those were on Blu-ray. Do you know what company put them out, Brian? And you know, people like Doug Bradley, extremely accessible. I did get nervous though, like when I met Jeffrey Combs. I'm such a big fan of Reanimator and From Beyond, especially From Beyond. I'm a huge From Beyond fan, right? And for some reason, he was talking to me, and I was just like, just standing there. Rare time of Aaron not speaking. But my better half, she started talking, and she said, my husband's a huge fan of yours. Well, not husband, I guess, but she uses that term. But my better half is a huge fan of yours. One of these days, husband is a huge fan of yours. Let's, you know. And she started talking, and that got me talking, and kind of chilled the mood a bit. So if you got a better half with you that can kind of like, that may not be as big a fanboy as you are, that helps it a lot too. The only time we both got kind of a little bit tongue-tied was when we met Stan Lee, where we literally just stood there and took our picture with Stan Lee, and we looked at him, and the only thing we could think to say was thank you. And that was it. Star Trek meeting Kiss. If you're a Kiss fan, I can definitely see that. I would be more Star Trek meeting Shannon Tweed. You don't see a huge difference between the two? Actually, that's kind of a sigh. I'm going to sigh of relief there, because I bought the $50 4K Blu-rays with the lenticular covers and the soundtracks of Maniac and of Zombie, and I don't relish the idea of rebuying them again on 4K. I talk to John Carter about his music. He'll love talking about his music. That's for sure. But here we go. It's 62, and this is 62 minutes. So we want to go a little bit more. You want to? I'm going to open up like a question asking thing. I got some BCI releases that BCI was a company that was out for a while, and unfortunately they went out of business. But they did a lot of really cool like sets with stuff. So I'm going to go through my BCI releases just really quickly. As I do that, I'm so jealous of Stroma. I would love to see John play. You guys have questions, shout them out. Anything you want to ask, anything you want to talk about. So let's go through the BCI collection. I will be doing a Mill Creek one up the road, down the road soon too, because I want to go through the Mill Creek, because Mill Creek is a company that started like really on the rough side of it, and have gone so far ahead, like done so much good stuff in the last little while, and I do want to do an update on that because it's been a while. So if you're a fan of Mill Creek too, expect that to be one of my newer collection videos. I do collection videos here as well. I know a lot of people are regulars here and you know all this stuff already, but some people that may be seeing this for the first time, I want to let them know. Oh, another thing. This, oh God, this it didn't piss me off, but it kind of freaked me out. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I did a video, and I talked about the fact that I was going to be doing a, forgotten franchise series, and I want to talk about like horror franchises, like just lesser talked about ones than the top three. I got upstairs and me and my better half are like looking through YouTube videos to watch and stuff like that, and damned if Cinemassacre has not just started a forgotten franchise series of videos. Now, not just horror, but it's using that name. So I had to think of a new name for my forgotten franchise stuff, because Cinemassacre apparently has one, because apparently YouTube minds think alike, and I guess that's going to happen every once in a while. So I'll figure out another name for that series of videos that I told you guys I was going to do. I'm not quite sure what the first one I'm going to do on it. I'm thinking either like, so I'll go do the Prophecy or the Wishmaster or something like that, and we'll kind of go from there. All right. Oh, James, have a great day. I'm actually going pretty soon too. I'm just going to go through my BCI stuff, which I'm sure you've already seen, and I will see you next time. Have a great evening. Prepare for the Severin sale, and hopefully you get your Vinegar Syndrome shipping notification soon. All right, so BCI stuff, releases that came out from them, and they do have some good stuff, and some of the releases actually have like hidden commentaries and stuff on it. Like they won't say that there's any special features on here, but once you see them, that's not one to buy like a second copy of, but I've done that before too. The grain was very heavy. Well, kind of more realistic grain, like that type of thing, because that's the thing, right? So first up is Drive-In Cult Classics Volume 2. Now these here were re-released, I think, by Mill Creek. I'm not quite sure if the commentaries are on some of these are in the Mill Creek editions as well. Don't worry, before the sale, I promise you I will be doing at least 2 or 3 videos on like must-have Severin releases. I'll be taking things out of my collection. Like if you go back to earlier on this video, not right now, but later on, I'd listed 20 Severin must-wants that I have particularly that I want myself, and I listed 12 Intervision titles as well. So check out that later on. Don't worry, we got you back here. We'll help you get some good stuff. And this has some neat stuff. It's, hey, welcome, you're coming in at the end, but that's pretty cool. Hopefully you're late because you're out on a big date or having like a lot of fun. So this one here has the hearse on it, which of course came out from Vinegar Syndrome. Not a problem. Rick, that is what I am here for. Land of the Minotaurs is here, The Creeping Flesh, Bloodlust, Terrified, They Saved Hitler's Brain. Yes, 5 new titles are going to be released for the Severin sale. So we know that there are 5 titles. If any of those are going to be box sets, we still don't know. What's that one say? The Madman of Mandorus and the Devil's Hand. And the neat thing about this here particular release too, not something I won't be able to say because I'm not a good guitar player, is it had a booklet with it as well. A bit of a write-up and stuff on it, so I do enjoy that. And some of these here, I can't remember which ones now, have commentaries on them. Have a great night, Dennis. Holy crap, it's late here too, so I'm going to go through these fairly fast, but I did promise yesterday that I'd do these. I put a little video up on my Patreon about that. This is the School Days 8 movie collection. I do recommend this, by the way. It's got My Tutor, My Chauffeur, Hunk. Hunk is amazing. I wish Vinegar would put that out. Tomboy, which is Betsy Russell. Jocks, which I think has Christopher Lee in it, actually. What's the other one? The Weekend Pass? Is that right? Yeah. Weekend Pass, the Pom Pom Girls, and The Van. And some different stuff here. Jocks has Mariska Hargitay and Christopher Lee. Tomboy, you get Betsy Russell and Eric Douglas. Hunk, you got John Ellen Nelson, Deborah Shelton, the gorgeous Deborah Shelton. Avery Schreiber and James Coco in it. So just some interesting stuff there as well. I just want to go through these here really quickly so that people can get some sleep. Drive-In Cult Classics Volume 4 here as well. I got Volume 4. And it's got The Wild Riders, The Van, Chain Gang Women, Brain Twisters, The Young Graduates, Don't Answer the Phone, Hey There, which of course is a Vinegar Syndrome title. The Specialists and Death Machines, which is again is another Vinegar Syndrome title, which I don't know if I do have this section, but the Blu-ray. And the last 2 for tonight before I end this one is 2 10 movie sets, 2 Advantage collections that they did. And this here is the Demons and Witches one, It's got a Witchcraft, not the original Witchcraft, but one of the Witchcrafts. Witchcraft 11, Witchcraft 12. There's a lot of Witchcraft films. The Strangers, not the Strangers that you're thinking of though. Crystal Force 2, Demon Soul, Bloodbath, Evil Sister, The Screaming, and Hellspawn. Who's in this? Well, especially this is an old 70s film. So, I actually don't remember who stars in that one. 1975 though. I'm outlasting everyone tonight. I feel bad about that. And last but not least, before everybody leaves, is the Demons, Vampires, and Ghouls set, which is Bloodletting, Skinned Alive, Demon Summer, Witch House 3, Dead and Rotting, Hell Asylum, The Bone Setter, Ozone, Ghoul School, and Demon Under Glass. So a bunch of like of Tempe stuff looks to be there as well. You know, the Shadow Zone stuff. So there you go. That's what we do for tonight. And hope you guys enjoyed it. I am Aaron. This is my movie library. It's like 1:30 here, and I work in the morning. I do my best to answer when I can, but right now it's passing its time. This is your first live chat, Brian. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you come back. Welcome to the cult, by the way. How many Witch House movies are there? Witch House? I think there's 3 Witch House ones, as far as I remember. I'll look into it, but I think there's only 3 of the Witch House films. Definitely stop by again. You're now an official cult member. But I am Aaron. This is my movie library. You are the cult of cinema. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. I would say it's time for tea, but I got to work in the morning and I get up pretty early, so I'm probably gonna have tea anyway, because tea is not gonna affect me from passing out. Have a great evening, guys.